Welcome back to MZ English. Let's talk. Today we look at the past tense. Remember our timeline? When we talk about the past tense, we're talking about events that happened before. I need you to know that there is PAST and PASSED. PAST is a noun and PASSED is the past tense of a verb. And PAST is what our lesson is about. We use the letters D and ED when forming the past tense. The general rule is that when the verb ends with the letter E, we add the letter D. When the verb ends with any other letter, we add the letters ED. Now, if we have a short vowel sound immediately before a consonant, we double the consonant before adding ED. Here are some of our everyday verbs: receive, watch, finish, borrow, love, listen, like. Which of these use the letter D and which use the letters ED? Receive, like, love all end with the letter E, so we add the letter D. Watch, listen, borrow, finish do not end with the letter E, so we add the letters ED. We've added two more verbs for everyday use: like and love. Let's take a look at some of our not so normal verbs. We call them irregular verbs. Be, have, go, eat, drink, lend, buy, give, begin, do. Some we've seen already and some we haven't. The past tense of be is was and were. We use I, he, she, and it with was. We use you, both the singular and plural you, we, they, with were. The past tense of have is had. The past tense of go is went. The past tense of eat is ate. It sounds a lot like the number 8, which spells E-I-G-H-T. drink, drank. Lend, lent. Buy, bought. Give, gave. Begin, began. Do, did. Let's take a look at some of our sentences from before. The students eat eggs for breakfast. Ate. The students ate eggs for breakfast. Ate and eat is one of our irregular verbs. We drink smoothies for breakfast. Drank. We drank smoothies for breakfast. They watch cartoons on Sundays. Watched. They watched cartoons on Sundays. We add ed. We listen to soca music. Listened. We listened to soca music. We add ed to listen. May I borrow that? This one is a bit tricky. Might I borrow that? Our active verb is might. Might is an auxiliary. We will have a lesson on auxiliaries. So in this case, borrow remains as it is, and the verb we make the past with is might. They lend to persons in need. Lent. They lent to persons in need. Lend, lent is an irregular verb. You shop for uniforms every year. Shopped. Shopped is an example of a short vowel sound before the consonant, so we double the letter before adding ed. They buy a car. Bought. They bought a car. Buy is an irregular verb. Pets give joy. Gave. Pets gave joy. While this sentence does not sound quite right, we know that pets always give joy. It is a grammatically correct sentence. Give is an irregular verb. We receive our grades today. Received. We received our grades today. We add the letter D. Let the games begin. Begin is an irregular verb, but our most active word here is let. And let does not have a past tense. So our sentence remains, let the games begin, or we would probably say something like, the games began. They finish at 10 p.m. Finished. They finished at 10 p.m. We add ed. Notice the sound at the end of finished. We don't always get the hard D sound. Sometimes it can sound like the letter T. You work on weekends. Worked. You worked on weekends. We add the letters E and D to work. Fish live in the sea. Lived. Fish lived in the sea. We add the letter D. Sandra loves fruit cake. Loved. Sandra loved fruit cake. We add the letter D. Take a look at these. I was Mia. You were Mia. He, she, or it was Mia. We were Mia. You were Mia. They were Mia. Because Mia is one person, we cannot say we were Mia, you were Mia, they were Mia. We can say I was Mia, you were Mia, he, she, or it was Mia, because these are all singular, and singular means one. It is grammatically correct, even though it does not exactly make too much sense, unless I changed my name. Thank you for joining me in this lesson, and I look forward to seeing you in the next. This was part 2 of our lesson on verbs.